me. Sorry, crap. We're gonna do some combos today that are gonna go kick and then teep. So we're gonna follow our roundhouse kick, our Thai kick, with a teep, which is a push kick, a front kick. And we're gonna do one after the other. And then we're gonna throw some attacks before them, and then we're gonna execute those two techniques. So to start with, in your shadow boxing, if you're throwing a kick by itself or you're ending a combination with it. So in other words, if you're going 1, 2, 3, and then you're gonna kick, you might point your toes where your kick is going, and you might spin your kick around. So you might come up through the air and come back facing the target that you were facing before. In this case, we're not gonna do that. So when we do our Thai kick and our shadow boxing, we're gonna lift. If I'm facing you guys, we're gonna point our toes where our kick's going, but we're gonna lift it up and over just a little bit. So I just come up and through the rib, and then I come back down. Up and through the rib and back down. Don't wanna feel any strain on the knee and ankle that you're standing on. You don't wanna come to this point and then have to fight it back, because that puts strain on this knee and ankle. So you just wanna point, boom, and then you come up and just a little bit over, boom, about through that rib. Then when I set this down, I'm gonna pick up my teep, and I pick up knee to elbow, and then I swing my shoulder and shoot my leg out straight, boom, for that teep, okay? So I go Thai kick here, bam, land, put my weight onto this foot, pick this up, and teep, bang, and reset, okay? Kick, boom, and teep, I reset myself. Kick, boom, and teep, and reset. Kick, boom, and teep, and reset. Get a little flow going, get some movement, okay? And come up, kick, bow, and follow with the teep, yeah? You can work just those two attacks until they feel real good with each other. Kick the side, teep with the other side. Kick, land, teep, coming off of that front side hip. Don't want this last joint to doing the kicking on your teep. You want it to come out of the hip. So your leg is straightening out and your hip is driving it forward. Kick, and teep, and reset. All right, now we're gonna put some other attacks before it. Really, you could do any combination, but ones that work real good for the purposes of this is ones that are long punches. So I could go jab, cross, long hook, 1, 2, long hook here, then I come up into the kick, bow, then I land, and I pick that up and teep. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, kick, teep. 1, 2, 3, kick, land, teep. Get a nice little flow going. Never want to do something a couple of times and feel like you've mastered it. Drill it a little bit. Feel all the little parts of it. Try to get a little bit better at it. Feel your balance. Feel where your power and speed is coming from, and try to ramp it up a little bit. Reset yourself. Making sure you're keeping balance, not getting too loaded on either foot. Okay? Just for the sake of doing a couple different things, we're gonna go jab, cross, uppercut, cross. So I go 1, 2, up, cross, bring it back, and then I'm going kick and teep. Point, come up, kick, bow, land, put my weight here, teep here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 punches, kick, land, teep, and keep on working. 1, 2, 3, 4 punches, kick, land, teep. Nice long arms and long legs. Okay, now I'm going to step onto the heavy bag and I'm going to execute those 3 things I was working on. So the first thing was just kick and then teep. So I bring that Thai kick up to the ribs of my opponent, boom, landing, put my weight here, pick it up, and I teep to the stomach. Rib, land, stomach. Reset, okay? Got my Thai kick here, comes out of my hip, pressing up onto the ball of that front foot, and I land, and then I extend my hip into my teep there, stab the stomach. Reset. Remember, this is the core. Even when we move on to those other longer combinations, I'm still going to be focusing on these 2 attacks. Reset. Now I'm going to add on those 2 different punch combinations that I was working before my kick and my teep. So the first one was jab, cross, long hook. Point those toes where your kick's going towards you guys at this point. Bang, land, and teep there. Okay, so I got jab, cross, hook, kick, teep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And reset yourself. Again, feel a little different parts of it. Feel your balance. Make sure you're keeping that balance, keeping that flow, not getting too heavy on either foot. defenses up. In between your reps, keep those hands up and those elbows in and forward in case your opponent comes back with attacks. All right, now for the other punch combination, slow at first, step up, jab, cross, lead side uppercut, cross again, retract, kick, and then I keep with the front foot, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, retract, 5, and 6. Okay, that's my whole set. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, reset. Okay, I want to make sure you're really stabbing from the hip on the teeth and retracting that foot. You don't want to let them catch it. That's the other thing to remember, guys, when you're coming to this teep. You don't want to step downward. So if I hit this, my opponent decides to wrap their hands and their gloves around my foot. If I hit it and then step down this way, I'm stepping right into their hand. They'll have me up like this. They can start driving me. They might be able to dump me. So after you hit this, you want to retract it. When you're shadow boxing, boom, retract it to you. And when you're hitting your opponent, stab hard and then retract. Bang. Think of a piston going forward and back. Jab, cross, up, cross, hit, and tee. Keep on working. Jab, cross, up, cross, hit, and tee. There you go, guys. Some nice combos for you. Remember, important thing on this is your balance coming up and your balance coming down. So you don't want to go too hard through your kick and then when you come down, you're not on balance. Okay, you want to pop it out of your hips. Boom, and when you come down, you're already ready to spring up into the next thing. Okay? That's one of the reasons why this is a great drill to do, is because not only is it helping you at this specific attack, but also it's helping with your overall balance, coming down from attacks and still being on your base. Thank you, guys. Please join us at the end of the week for the video workout. Go Pro.